Hello, we got more Testulous Gaming. We're on Arroyo, 3K, 4v4, Team 1 ANS, Team 2 OSP. We got Cold of the Void, Serious Mango, Kerbal Sam, and Dramus on Team 1. Team 2, Small Cake, Flard, Subtle Hubris, and Nop. On the testing branch, of course, we're on Arroyo, which has a little more cover added around it now. It's got a little bit up here. And I think one of these rocks is different. I think some of this other rocks are different. Oh yeah, and it's this stuff down here over the trench is different. I don't remember all the changes actually. We got we have a shitload of people in here. What the fuck? Mechanaut, Kevin Chaos, Corbo, myself, Highball, Internet Explorer, Jordan J, Not So Lone Wolf, PJs for short, Puppy from Hell, Roymark, Terralinks, Xenophon, and Hunter. Okay, that's working. We need sick jams. What have we not listened to today? We haven't listened to the Nebulous music. I am like throwing, dude. Throwing this cast. Oh yeah. All right, let's go through the fleets. Dramus, 1 fighting voxel, 2 fighting voxel. One of the voxels has softkill, presumably. Yeah, and spitball. That's pretty funny. Presumably offensives. And torpedoes on 1. Also has double E-War sprinters. Kerbal Sam has the Venerable Rebel flagship, 450 Solomon with 2 heavily PD escorts. Snowballs and defenders, very nice, very dangerous, very effective builds. Get some work done on that and set up in the open and be safe for missiles for long enough to get that work done. Serious Mango, 450 Axford, 120s. Oh my. That's bold. Has a couple of PD Sprinter offsets. I don't think that's enough point defense, Chief. Alright, good luck. And 2 scouts. Void's rocking Dad Fleet. 250 voxel. And 1, 2, 3, 4 scout sprinters. And 2 scout frigs, sniff frigs.
The enemy is securing zone dagger.
Okay, not a bad build.
The enemy is securing zone eclipse.
Oh, my mouth, please. Open map like Arroyo. Sorry, I've been up for an extremely long time, but all my don't have the control from the power, so I'm probably gonna get some stuttering throughout this. Maybe it won't be too bad though. Bad Dragons. So Flard has double missile monitors with okay, so these are like dab monitors. They've got 3 MLS2s, 250 on the nose and 230 on the top.
Enemy secured zone boxer.
1 jam shuttle. Okay. 1 EWR and 1 Blackjack and Lighthouse. Tug with the 250 on the nose. Those builds, dude. Very silly. I look forward to it. Floyd's really good with the weird shit. So Nop's got double 450 bulk freighters, which are already firing at a sprinter. Presumably, they're not going to be able to be very effective against that. Yeah, they don't have a lock. Oh, getting a couple lands though. Bloodhound and EWR tugs in support, both pointed at those sprinters. Small gig plasma bulk freighter in a cap fleet. I think. No, these are bomb and 100 mil, or 600 mil and 100 mil, I should say. The 600 millimeter has recently gotten a new ammo type. Hesh rounds. They're actually pretty dangerous, unless just sort of a backup weapon, which is fine. It's different. It's not really what I was expecting the direction it's supposed to go, but I think it might work well. It's unclear. We haven't seen the 600 millimeter there very much in testing today. We haven't done that much testing. Well, I say we haven't done that much testing. We've done like 8 hours of testing. But there's just so much going on. There's 2 fucking pages of changes. 2 pages of Discord messages worth of changes to catalog and deal with. So there's just so many things we haven't seen anywhere near everything that could be going on. Small Cake parked a couple Nicky boys around the map. I'm not sure what these are for. If they're for like recapping later on in case a point gets lost, I don't know. because it can't contest. They don't have any offensive capability. It's unclear. So Hubris also rocking double 450 bulkers, much like Nop, and has some mines with engines on them. It is rocket shuttles. Oh, and one gun shuttle as well for capping purposes and fighting gun sprinters, presumably. I don't think OSP has a dedicated cap player, but every player has a little bit of cap potential except for Nop. So that could be interesting, unless Smallcake's trying to do like anti-cap with this build. So I don't know. It's kind of unclear. All right, let's drop into this huge call. See what's going on with the people.
The enemy is securing zone
Missiles
Atlas.
out.
All right, what's going on with the people?
MLS2's kill a scout. Or a capper, really.
Nope.
Or they all?
Yes.
Okay.
Simply do not be where the missile is.
100 mils coming in.
But
Although
it is
the
where the
gunfire-
250s are.
Yeah.
all the other gunfire is going to handle it. It was pretty funny watching this miss. Smallcake might have gotten a little bit greedy with the burn rate and speed and not giving him enough ability to actually
Oh
hit
no, the
targets.
450s are penetrating the rock.
Oh no, the terrain, it doesn't. Oh no.
Oh no.
What's up?
Look
The
at
terrain,
bottom.
it's phantom
Dramus.
terrain.
Where?
Dramus.
No,
Look at Dramus.
the rock isn't real.
I'll need to report
It's
this.
Yeah, the 450s are going through the rock.
So it's,
It could-
the very edge.
I see.
This could be caused, so this could either just be like phantom terrain like on all versions, or the host has the old version of the map and the clients have the newer version of the map. If that happens, then the clients will see the terrain, but on the host it won't be there, so it will be see-throughable.
It
like-
should have.
So if the server provider, like Switchback, has updated the map to include the new terrain, then
When you reset a server, will it automatically download the new maps?
I don't know. I don't know how server hosting works. You'd have to ask
Yeah.
Switchback.
Okay.
These rocks are completely permeable.
Oh, these are
all the
completely
way.
not there. That's really bad.
Yeah.
I see we're talking about different rocks.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
So this is basically
It's
Abyssal. Great.
the entire
No.
map.
Not
it's
the
just-
entire map.
Is probably
It's
there.
just all the new
rocks.
stuff.
Only the new recent changes.
I will ping call in in mod development.
Okay.
I think
please do,
first
thank you.
ask Switchback because I think it might be a server
Well,
issue, not a
Switchback
map issue.
is. He's out of the country right now. He's not really
Oh.
available. It was.
Okay,
it was
then never mind.
sheer luck that we were able to get him to restart the server today. It's because he's a very nice gentleman. He's very busy right now.
And the ships fly through the terrain?
Presumably.
Yeah, it's not there on the host, so anything can go through it. I think. I'm just assuming it's a server problem, but I don't actually know for sure.
I
So
will send Switchback a message.
What are the new rocks? I didn't realize this map got changes.
Yeah, Arroyo got a bunch of extra cover because people were complaining about it being a little too open. So a couple of the rocks down below were added because before it was just the one on ANS side. And then there's also cover over the trenches and a couple rocks up above the map as well.
Get a screenshot of that I can attach.
Oh, I see the little bits of cover over the trenches.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
Like a little house.
there's also hitboxing issues. Okay, so this has got to be something bigger because Kerbal's also running into hitbox up top. It's like way too big.
Maybe this is a map. I can't imagine Call forgot to delete the old ones, even if he added the new one. So maybe it is just a version problem.
I'm fairly sure this is a server problem because yeah, if they're running into terrain that isn't there, like if they're running into hitboxes that are just invisible on their screen, then that means on the server there's rocks there. But on the I'm just fairly sure this is a server problem.
Yeah, all old school testers are quite sure that this is a server problem.
Fair enough.
I believe we had this exact thing when testing Tumbleweed.
Oh yes, many times.
Do we want to like reset the game? Or is
It
We
is
just
up to the players.
Yeah.
oh no, missiles hitting the rock. God.
Subtle's ships are holding up pretty well, but he's jammed out, so that's not going to last long.
It's up to the people.
That'd be very we're trying to take out the behind box that I'm here.
Right?
This one's going to be, but if I was in this match, I'd say, yeah, fuck this.
Yeah, I'd immediately
The
dip.
rocks that you can't see.
I think if one person disconnects, everybody else just goes. So it's either everybody wants to do it or no one's doing it. It looks like everyone wants to do it, I guess. I mean, it's mostly correct here.
Yeah, I fucking we ball. Alright, back to the cast. Meantime, A and SA and OSP have both grabbed equivalent amounts of points. They're pretty much tied on score as well. One can get a good take on Alpha. I think there's a lot of fighting on the bottom of the map behind and around invisible rocks, which is problematic. That's okay. I don't even know what to call these, because they're not invisible, or quite visible. They're
Greater illusions.
greater illusions. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you. Mysteriously evaporated yet again.
They're hidden rocks. Like hidden walls in D&D. Or
I don't
whatever
know
they're
why
called.
Subtle keeps trying to use the permeable rocks, the greater illusions cover.
You might be relying on charisma to get him through this fight.
Cool. That is a distinct possibility. And now something the Riz, as the kids are saying.
It's fine though. You just gotta get through 3 of these rocks to get to Ash Lake.
So I'd setting the Delta with the weird ass, whatever the fuck you'd call this build. I don't even know what archetype to name that.
Placebo rocks. Foxels from Dramus are coming up on Echo.
Enemy is securing
There's
zone
not a
A.
lot to defend it.
Just a couple of Nikki boys, which are gonna get downed pretty much instantly. Unless the OSP is
Six.
moving over to the top of the map, presumably to try to control Alpha, but they're
Oh.
not really getting much done.
The bulkers are moving. Yeah, these 665 bulkers are basically what's here, but there's also the Mango coming up, so it's a 1v2 if they take that.
Upstream one of the dead voxels. Very nice. Could work on the plasma and the 100mm and 250 all combine really well.
I do appreciate that we're seeing 450 line ships again.
Yes. Very cool.
I'm not entirely a fan of the reason why we're seeing
Which is?
250 line disintegrate.
Ah. True.
The enemy is securing zone
Being
common.
faced with intense wind. More than a strong breeze, but still not.
I know what you mean.
Voxels in particular cut them to shreds.
And HEI.
Yeah, and missiles dumpster them so hard. Bulk freighters have gone from cow gaming with medium effectiveness and getting benefits from PD to you just can't take missiles in them at all if you have 250s. And, I don't know about that. I mean, I'm all
I don't know,
for
kind of.
dumpstering things with missiles, but like,
We are contesting zone common.
I don't know, I think
The enemy is
bulkers
securing
taking a
zone
hit like
eclipse.
this
The enemy is
is
securing zone
welcome. Because they're so dominant everywhere.
I think the problem is that it has to come with some sort of commensurate buff to OSP, which it hasn't.
yeah.
Well,
Because liners are OSP, like, you know, liners.
compared to
and-
compared to main, there's the monitor.
Yeah.
The monitor is fine. It's not been allowed to be crazy.
Yeah, people got upset at that.
Do you like knocking battleship armor down to 52 and being like, alright, that's good. Like, no, we already know that big ships designed primarily to put a lot of fire down the field, being extremely fragile is bad.
On the other hand, 52 centimeters was definitely kind of oppressive.
The enemy secured zone eclipse.
Sure.
No,
Strong things are impressive at times.
I mean, the battleships being knocked down to 52
Oh yeah.
would be kind of like bulk freighters and the 250 bulk freighters specifically in the current state that they're in. Just that
Okay, yeah. I
big
thought you were
ships
talking
too
about monitors
fragile.
But then you have the same problem where 450s bulkers don't exist anymore.
What?
Not necessarily.
But that's why you said it's
I think
the 450s weren't being taken.
that's a big part of it. Specifically because the plasma 250 combo is really strong and pretty
The enemy is
generalist.
securing zone
but,
boxer.
if you want to encourage 450 bulk freighters, nerf 250 AP.
I mean, we're seeing a lot of 450s, right? Like, look at this game. There's more 450 liners than anything else.
Well, I'm talking about before.
It's
Not now.
because the 250 bulker falls over.
Yeah.
It can't
I
do
mean-
what the Brawl needs to do in Brawl.
Certainly the 250 bulker is weak, and that makes the 450 bulker the probable, if not certain, choice. I don't know that this is too bad.
I don't intend to bring 250 liners
Yeah,
often, if
reducing
at all.
build diversity definitely bad.
Well, you just said that 450 was taken more, right? And you said it wasn't really taken that much before.
Well, so exactly. So then we're replacing one build with another that is slightly worse instead of making them both viable.
Yeah, that's neutral. And in fact, it could be advantageous for build diversity in the greater context, right? Because 250 is not suppressing other builds.
Okay, so nerf 250
That is my
AP.
opinion. But it is true that OSP has not gotten compensatory buffs across the total faction. It is also very reasonable to want both to be viable options.
For what it's worth, I do agree that the 250 is slightly undertuned at the moment, but I'm also fine with it being reduced from its previous heights.
It's bouncing. Yeah, but survivability is not the way to do that. It's damage.
Why not? Everything's on the table, or at least should be.
Because survivability impacts both your survivability and your damage, whereas damage just impacts your damage.
That is true. But that goes to tugs as well, right? Much like monitors were very frustrating in swarms because of their durability, so too could tugs.
Yeah, I think it's necessary. The problem is, like, what do we do for liners to compensate?
I mean, they use a lot of these. I think a price reduction is enough. I think that's hardly damning for them. I even think that they could receive compensation by increasing firepower to some degree.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Make them much more glass cannons.
Like, very slightly more, to be clear. Like, these things are not actually glass. They're weak against missiles. And
Well, they're also a lot weaker against guns.
And everything that deals damage.
Right, because
the DT.
everybody shoots HE at them, which, because you can pen, and so it's going to spread its damage out a lot, unless it can just kill them anyway.
Sure. Like, let's put it this way. I've looked after patch a lot of these 250s in use, right? And they didn't seem that much weaker against guns. They were weaker, but it's not huge. They were way weaker against missiles.
I think it's most noticeable against 450, because 450 grays out their guns. 450 HE grays out their guns basically instantly.
I mean, we saw it on that Nix's Eye game where one of the 250 bulkers got pounced on by voxels, and it was just gone.
I mean, voxels
So fast.
I would like to make a point of order. Voxels did that to liners way before this.
But not that fast.
But not that
Well, obviously,
Perhaps
right?
not.
Like, weaker is weaker, right? Nobody denies weaker is weaker.
But voxels have a long history of dumpstering liners.
I mean, voxels dumpster fucking everything.
Yeah, that's the problem. And a lot of that comes back to 250 AP.
I mean, to be fair, 250 AP won't really fuck with the LN matchup.
No, it won't. But it will make them less able to just fight literally anything that goes after them. You actually have tools that you can chase them off with, like monitors or Ocellos. Them being able to potentially win every single engagement they get up against, assuming equivalent points, is just too schmuck. That's why the Battleship and Axford changes came in the last patch, because the 250 bulkers were able to just kind of win every fight that they came up against, and that's not healthy. So you either need to start dishing out capital level survivability to more OSP ships, which would be awful, or just nerf 250 AP, because it's been a problem for a really long time.
If you did that,
secured zone boxer.
would you change any armor values of anything?
No.
Honestly, I don't even agree here. Like, there are a lot of other tunings that you could do. 250 AP, I think it's healthy for it to be able to fight everything to a degree, right? Because it is the middle thing. And if it can't do it, then nothing can, right?
No.
Yeah, but
If we nerf 250 AP to 55 centimeters of pen, it can still fight every ship on OSP. It can pen them all. It just can't do it quite as well.
That's true.
Yeah. It's a matter of degrees.
It's absolutely a matter of degrees. You are correct.
I don't think pin's the problem. I think the DPS is the problem, and it not being able to gray things out is not as big of a downside as everybody thinks it is. Because
I mean, look, I'm
It
generally
disables
sympathetic.
them still.
Yeah, and that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still going to put forward that there is a way of reducing 250 AP DPS without reducing its DT breaking capabilities. We have the technology.
You
The
do.
enemy is
And in fact, you can
Reload
also
speed.
just make CLs more vulnerable to 100 mil, for example, by decreasing their armor.
Yeah, I think the armor nerf for CLs is the way to go.
Like, I think there are a lot of avenues here, and each has its own advantages and
The
disadvantages.
enemy
And that
Holy
250
shit,
being a
dude.
proper generalist weapon is not damning.
I mean, if you reduce the armor on the CL, it doesn't do anything for CL being able to just be invisible.
Right, but what it does mean is that, like, because it's actually, when you get caught in a CL, it's often actually quite easy to survive.
Through
That would no
evasion.
longer be the case with worse armor.
Also, for what it's worth, if you can jam out on the CL, but Bombshell still hurts you, that further makes Bombshell, which is a bit niche at the moment, actually useful.
Yeah.
I
That's
agree
nice.
with this.
I like Bombshell hurting CLs. I think it's okay against swarms, but a bit too
The
narrow.
enemy
You could also just increase bombshell pen.
Yeah, I'm also fine with that for what it's worth.
I don't know
think
if I'm
it's not-
okay.
I think it's not a bad idea if CLs are a little bit more vulnerable to 100 mil. I
And it's
wouldn't want to
250.
make them vulnerable to 100 mil HE, but 100 mil AP, sure.
The enemy secured Zone Atlas.
I would not be mad if they were more vulnerable to 450 HE and 250 AP.
And armor changes would help with all of those, for sure.
I do think them being glass cannons is fairly thematic.
Yeah, and it would make a good counterpart to assuming bulk freighters stay 250 bulk freighters stay glass cannony.
You could. I don't know. You could give that armor to the destroyer.
I am gonna say
I'm afraid
that-
of destroyers getting strong. Just let me say that right there. Beams
I don't think
Yeah.
I
are
can use it.
Yeah.
You need to shut down the beam the moment it begins shooting you, and
That's true.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And with the PID fixes coming in, although we haven't seen anybody using them to any decent effect, that destroyers don't need, like, the hull doesn't need help just
The enemy is
using it
securing
needs to
Zone Atlas.
work properly, if that makes sense. I'm sure there's a better way to phrase that, but
I
Seems
think
about
I'm
right.
What
getting
I
it.
would say about CLs is what I have always found, and this is purely a matter of taste, most satisfying about the light cruiser is using its speed to get into a position where you can absolutely murder someone using its
The enemy is
DPS
securing
before they
Zone-
have time
the
to
enemy is
properly
securing
react to
Zone
you.
Dagger.
It is not the part of the game where you just orbit dodge behind jamming.
yeah.
yeah.
I think that's fair.
They
Well, I mean,
feel really, really cool as a proper cavalry unit.
And being able, and that's the thing, is you can orbit dodge and still have a lot of survivability even without jamming. That's why I play my triple CL fleet without jam. I do it on purpose to prove a point, and it always fucking works.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
Wow.
don't actually think the jamming is a problem because jamming counters,
Ooh, that's a big
against,
strike on
unlike
Charlie.
the frigates, jamming counters actually work against CLs. They're too fat to hide the way frigates could.
yeah. And I mean,
Yeah, but that's yeah.
Enemy
triple
secured
gun
Zone
voxels
Atlas.
has been really strong for a long time.
I do think they are worse
enemy
than
secured
double
Zone
gun
Dagger.
voxels with jamming and missiles, just because missiles are good. But like that, they're a glass cannon build. They can
There's
pay
ups
off,
and
or they
downs.
can really, really not pay off.
And here we're seeing a voxel really, really not pay off because it's eating a shitload of missiles to the face.
I don't know. I've never seen triple voxel. Like in my opinion, triple voxel is a problem, but I'm kind of biased because one revolver brings an equal amount of firepower to that.
Yeah, you're incredibly biased.
I don't think 250 like triple Vox specifically is the problem. I think Vox in general is the problem, whether that's double or
Yes.
triple, and double is probably the more competitive build.
Even
At a
just
higher
one.
level, yeah. But triple is a really good opportunist build, and opportunist builds generally work. But you can
Yes.
pull them off in stack k stack, especially when you're fighting on either an unfamiliar map or a map that generally the people in the room are unfamiliar with, or if you're playing against a slightly newer team or a less experienced capping player, you can really get
The
some
enemy
good
secured
builds.
zone comet.
But they do require your opponent to make some sort of positional mistake, and you to capitalize on that and punish it severely.
I think ANS is going to fall apart at the end here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, their military's crumbled.
The second they fall apart, OSP is going to be able to just cap everything.
I mean, they've already fallen apart, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's really just Kerbal Sam.
And he's in a battleship, which can't cap nothing.
And,
No, let's be fair. A battleship can, and always has been able to, capture one and exactly 1 point.
Yes, that's true.
And do so in a very effective manner.
Well, looking at the map here, the BB is probably going to sit and hold A till the end of the game. And there's no other ships that can cap E because there's a CL on it, and they need to send something to kill it. So I think they're going to be holding these 2 points for a while.
Yeah, they can't really get Delta.
And I think the CO
ceremonial missile
might be, armed with Spitball D.
I think it kind of depends on if Chomp Total can get a line on this CL on E.
Yes. That's exactly what it relies on. But there's a Axford in the way, although it's pretty crunked. So
There is technically an Axford still there, yeah.
There's part of an Axford in the way.
yeah. Paid the troll toll.
And the battleship's being seen by everybody. It's getting some 450 HE, which actually isn't going to do that much of that anymore. It's going to start getting plasmid and might start getting missiles. The sprinters are not in a great position to help the PD, or in a better position.
You're just saying, okay, bye.
Cake's getting plasma liner in gold. I think the other black chips can be the bottom part of the field much bullied. Cake's going after Alpha, looks like the monitor is good. Bard is going to be heading towards Echo. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, this is shit. It's really just the battlefield, isn't it? It's a meaningful threat.
But they can't cap E.
It's steadily getting pushed back and back and back.
Yeah.
The enemy is securing Zone Atlas.
They're getting A though, because the battleship has to back off. Yes.
I think they're just out of time.
Being scary.
Yeah, I missed a couple games there. How are people feeling about Plasma?
Unclear. There actually hasn't been that much plasma use. In earlier matches, we were too busy dicking around with containers and other missile designs to really mess much with direct combat.
T-81s are very good now.
Well,
They're actually
usable, at
worth their
least.
price point.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's like feeling really like crippled because the enemy has T-81s.
Yeah. That's true.
We're gonna need a lot of motherfucking
The enemy
games, yo.
secured Zone
There's
Atlas.
so many changes.
Oh yes.
It's quite nice.
Oh yes.
Every time we were close to getting to a consensus during the closed testing of this patch, we'd just get another set of changes thrown at us,
Yeah,
stacked on top of what we were almost about to reach a conclusion on.
Checks out.
Hilarious.
Presumably we'll be doing more of this tomorrow. I'll find this tomorrow.
Yeah, some
I
stuff we
assume
gotta
so.
do, but yeah.
Job canceled.
Ooh.
Rescheduled. So.
So everybody cancel all your shifts. That's pretty advice.
Yep. I mean, that's not what I said, but we can go with that.
No, I know. I'm putting words. I'm in charge here, so that's fine.
That's his job.
You can put whatever you want in my mouth.
The enemy is secured zone close.
Okay.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Certainly.
Here's this very small capsule. Do not ask what it contains. And ANS just about to take it. 50 points out from the finish line, but I think OSP's... I don't know. They don't have anything that can gap Delta. Is ANS actually going to win this off one fucking point?
They
It's
absolutely
possible.
are.
Yeah.
If
They don't have anything in
hilarious.
range to
D.
grab Delta. What the fuckulous?
Oh, there's a shuttle that might make it.
No way.
The battleship's moving to D.
Yeah.
It'll make it
Yes,
to a point in time. It's not
making
gonna
the
cap
right
time.
play.
And this is a Nikki boy, so it can't like contest the point if there's literally anything armed on Delta.
Yeah, and there's a
The
There's a
enemy
sprinter.
secured zone eclipse.
The Juicy Poppy, which I think does have an armed missile. No. It does
Well, it
not
can
have any
contest.
offensive capability. Oh, but that doesn't matter because
yeah.
the shuttle
shuttle
doesn't
didn't.
have any either. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well then,
Yeah, we're not.
Battleship Gaming.
No, this is just a failure to have anything going over there like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, true.
That stuff all should have broken off. Are we gonna monitor team should split up?
Monitor team, any of these EWR tags.
Yeah, it's too much formation flying. Definitely interested in to go score at this stage of the game.
Yes.
Oh, Nop is totally cooked. I've seen this where a cooked LN 450 HE overpens.
Oh, what the hell? Why did this thing get cooked? Oh, it got reactored. Damn, both of them are cooked. Okay, does it bother anybody else that thrusters and guns don't get cooked at all?
I mean, aesthetically, yes.
Yeah.
It bothers me so much. Because you have this completely blacked out hull, and these very pristine
Well,
guns.
it would make it harder to see if things were disabled or not.
Probably, and it would also just be like a lot of work to do all those different textures.
Yeah, it's just not worth it.
I mean, presumably, I wouldn't be surprised if someday that got implemented. It's probably
Or a
just
mod.
not worth it right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that's on the someday list. Although, there are several things in this recent update that are on the someday probably never list, so who knows when that'll happen.
Right.
Unclear. But these are not
Up to me.
particularly gameplay matters, so
Indeed.
Yeah,
It's
these
just
are all
something that
gameplay.
Freaks me greatly. We're gonna see some rock turning. Come on.
I mean, the big work is, doing the textures for all the different mount models, etc. I don't know
Yes.
how that works out.
We are watching 450 not over penetrate a shuttle. I just saw
Nose
2
on.
salvos. Yep. Look
Nose
at that.
on, it'll do it.
Take this to fucking Balcon.
Immediately start a fist fight with all the people who don't know how Nebulous works.
Especially Pepsi.
Oh, yeah. Hey, remember when I said that we were going to see a lot of capital ship secondary batteries?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I do. Because surprise, when you remove the thing that requires lots of hard kill, you can remove your hard cap. And embrace the secondary batteries. And we've seen Axfords and battleships with lots of secondary batteries. And on one hand, it's really cool.
On the other hand, rest in peace missiles.
Yeah.
It's no problem.
But hey, Wake Seeker works.
Let me just say, if I had my secondary factory replaced with Stonewalls, I still wouldn't have survived to those missiles. Because I was already dead at that point.
Got shot.
Man, I couldn't hit that flagship. Too much black.
Damage on
Shit.
fucking fins. Nice.
Only 4 rebounds? Did all that? Damn.
It was mostly the
sprinters have 2 Stonewalls and 2 defenders each.
Oh, I see.
And I was rotating them so they could fire both defenders and both Stonewalls.
Well, that was really good. I was worried about your fleet for a reason. I was like, if he brought those voxels, but they're gonna fuck my missiles up. And you didn't even bring those, and you fucked my missiles up.
Yeah, I really like this battleship fleet. I feel like the weakness of battleships is eating missiles, and then when you bring the point defense sprinters, if you're on point with rotating them, they're quite good against missiles. Still die to plasma though.
Everything dies to
Oh, you
plasma.
were good at avoiding a plasma, though.
Oh yeah, I avoided it like the plague. Yeah, that map sucked. I was trying to, at the start of the game, like...
Alright. Good game. I think we covered everything. Bum, 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 Testulous. Gaming with the people. Sorry about the weirdness of the map. And us having a version mismatch. We'll have to get that handled. At some point, I'll talk to Switchback about that. Well, not presumably by the time this comes out, this has already been handled. Nice little match. Pretty cool having Void out to play a game. That's it. That's all she wrote, brother. Good night. See you in the battle space. Toodaloo. Bye-bye. Where's my mouse?